Product descriptions. Well, it's not the most glamorous thing that you can do in your store, but it is really essential and it's necessary. So in today's video, we're going to talk about what the best practices to use when we are writing up our product descriptions. Hi, my name is Carrie, and I am a seller here on Creative Fabrica, and I create these tutorials for artists wishing to sell on Creative Fabrica. So if this interests you, then please like and subscribe, click the notification button so that you are notified the next time that I upload my next video. So let's get into this. Product descriptions. Let's go.
Hey everybody, we're here on Creative Fabrica again on their blog called The Artistry in the section of business. And in this section they have a article that they've written, which is 4 tips to write a killer product description for graphics. In number 1, why do I need a good listing description? They talk about so that your item is clear what the product itself is about. That's really important. And the second important reason is to avoid upset customers. This may also lead them to leave a poor feedback or reviews of your product, and you want to avoid this at all costs. Another reason is to make things easier when it comes to Google index search. So this is a really good reason why we need to have really good description for our products. Number 2, how to write a killer description for your Creative Fabrica shop. I found a lot of value in this, and that is why I have created this Word document for you. I've left where to download this in the description below so that you can print this off. This is editable, so this is just an example that you can use for your products. So before we go into this, let's just finish up here. The first thing that you want your audience to know is who you are and what your shop name is and where they can find you again. Now, I must admit, I wasn't doing this in my description. I just thought putting my logo on my thumbnail was good enough. But if you see down here, it says in the top of her description, just browsing, check out my entire shop, and then they give the name of their shop. So this is a really good practice to get into because there's many people that buy without knowing the name of the shop or the name of the artist or anything like that. We want to make sure that as sellers on Creative Fabrica that everybody knows who we are, what products we have, and to make sure that is very well communicated in our descriptions. It goes on, the same should be with your pictures. Your picture should always have your shop logo or name at least once on the cover pic. And this is something else I hadn't really thought of. So it's really good that we're reviewing this together. So all of my thumbnails, I will put on my shop name. So this is a practice that I'm going to start getting into as well when I create my products. So they suggest writing something like this product is offered or made or provided by blank shop, or visit my Creative Fabrica store at blank to see more of my products, something like that. And secondly, you must include details of what you're selling. I've seen a lot of artists on Creative Fabrica that they have very little in their description. I think that's a mistake because you are not selling your products as they should be sold and describing them so that people can understand what they're actually getting. Some artists might think, oh, well, this is just this one product, I'll just upload it and whatever. But I think it's important as an artist to really take the time to describe your product and everything that it is and that you're offering to your buyer. Now, this is something I hadn't realized. If you are selling on Creative Fabrica, only digital goods are being sold. So you don't need to clarify this in your product descriptions. For other marketplaces such as Etsy, you should clarify if the product is a digital or physical goods. So this is something that I was just doing because I saw other artists doing it, but this makes sense because Creative Fabrica only does sell digital products. So putting this is kind of like a counterintuitive action in your description. On my video, where offering free products makes you money, and I mentioned that in that video, so I'm going to quash that and just say, no, you do not need to add this. So next they talk about some basic information to list in your description and that you should always include. So, number one, information about what the product is. So, is it an SVG? Is it a cut file? Is it a printable, seamless pattern? Is it a watercolor? Something to that effect. Number two, file format. So, you need to include all of the file formats that you offer. Number three, resolution, and it's at 300. So, I suggest that if you're making anything that has a graphic or an illustrative element, always put it at 300 dpi. That's just a good practice to get into. Number four, the size. So is it an 8 by 11? Is it 2000 by 2000 inches or pixels or whatever it may be? And number five, the size of the product when unzipped. So people should be aware of how much the product is in terms of megabytes or gigabytes. So if they are going to save on an external driver or in a cloud or anywhere else where storage may have space limitations. I never thought of that before, so this one I'm really going to include into my description as well. They also suggest if you are selling something that can be matched with other products that you have in your shop, it's smart to include that into your listing. So this is an example of what you could if you have other products matching the product that you're uploading. So an example, matching digital papers also available on my shop. They also mention here another kind of information that you should include is the possible use of your product. How can it be used? Can this be printed? Can this be edited? If yes, how? Can this be used for sublimation, decorations, and so on? So if we scroll down, you can see that the fourth tip is missing, which was kind of like, oh, so she only has 3 tips, but there's a lot of information in the tips that she does give in this article. So number 3 is displaying your description, and how your description is displayed is important as well. So just putting it all into one big paragraph will result in a big salad of words that people cannot read, and I'm going to suggest people that don't want to read. They're basically going off of your thumbnail, and if they like it, then they're going to download it without reading about the product that they're getting. She encourages us to use enough space from each description section, and if you can, use as many bullet points as you can. I've seen some artists that the description is quite long, but that also depends on what product that you're offering. So the more that you put into a single product depends on how long that your description is going to be. If your product is, say for instance, like a card creator kind of product, you're going to have a lot of different things in that description describing of what they are and what your buyer can do with your products. However, if you're just uploading one graphic for a product, I recommend that you still go through, take the time, and do a really good description. Remember, Google is trying to find you, and the better description that you have, the better that you will be at people finding your product and finding your store. So she suggests to grab their attention to create eye-catching effect. You can also use emojis to emphasize certain areas of your descriptions. So for my opinion about using emojis, I suggest that you use them very sparingly. In my own opinion, I don't use emojis at all on my store because of 2 reasons. Sometimes I've seen artists use like emojis and it's just overboard, and it's just visually distracting to me. And also another reason that I don't like them is that it looks tacky. But once again, that's my own opinion. That's why I suggest you use them sparingly, use them where they need to go, but not after every sentence putting a happy face or a heart or whatever. As an artist as well, this is your business. This is your store. So you want to try to also have a playfulness, which is fine, but also you want to have a professionalism emulated through your products and especially your descriptions. So if buyers are coming and seeing emojis everywhere and it's just sort of chaos in your description, for me, if I was buying something, that would be a distraction. But once again, that is my personal opinion. If you want to use as many emojis, go ahead, but those are the reasons I don't use emojis at all. They also suggest it's smart to prepare a template of your listing in a text document. So as I mentioned before, the link to this document is in the description below, and it will go directly to my website. I tried uploading this to my Google Drive, but for some reason it wouldn't allow me or even get the sharing link. So I have created this page on my website. My website is KRLC Studio, and you can come onto this page and you can download the CF product planner, what we discussed about in a few episodes before, or you can download this product description example, and this is editable. So remember, depending on your product, your description will need to be longer or shorter, depending on what you offer in that product. This is just an example. You do not have to follow this. You don't even have to use this if you don't want to. I just thought that this would be something easy for you to use. You can download it and use it again and again for the products that you will be uploading to your store. Completely up to you. So let's review what we've just learned from the article. So number 1, this is my title, Watercolor Animal Clip Art Set. Now remember, it only allows you to have 40 spaces, and that includes the spaces between your words. I put in my price, I put in the category, my description. Just browsing, check out my entire shop. Awesome shop. This whimsical hand-drawn watercolor clip art set includes 15 individual images of cute jumping bunnies. So I'm describing what the product is, what they're seeing. So cute jumping bunnies, magical unicorns, kitties with attitude, adorable puppies, and fluffy llamas. So remember, this is just made up. Perfect for your crafting projects. So here it describes what the buyer can use the product for. Perfect for crafting projects like making t-shirts, tote bags, mugs, party invites, scrapbooking layouts, decorations, wall art, stationery, handmade cards, stickers, and of course all of your amazing Cricut projects. So creating products for Cricut, and that would be your SVG images, is very popular on Creative Fabrica. Next, I talk about this product comes in one zipped folder, and as they mentioned, how big is that zip folder? If they need to save this to the cloud or another drive that has limitations, they know exactly what they're getting. And it includes high resolution files at 300 dpi. Each image is 2000 by 2000 pixels. Now, I understand that each image could be its own different size, so you could put on here large file size and just give an estimate of what your largest file size of one of your graphics are. Also, I've used RGB color. Now, what are they getting in this file is 15 SVG images, 15 PNG transparent images, 15 JPEG images, and 15 EPS images. So obviously this would be all of the same images, but these are the different file formats that would be offered. Take note that I'm using point form as was suggested in the article. For this particular description, I'm talking about matching digital seamless papers in my shop. You can add this or delete it if nothing else matches. Then I go on to say, thank you for supporting my work, and then I add once again my shop name. So don't forget your tags. These tags I put in and everything that I could think of that my product relates to. The more tags that you have, the better, because once again, tags, this is how other people find you. This is how Google finds you. This is how buyers can find you and similar products related to this product. Bunnies, unicorns, kitty, everything that relates to it. Especially I put in clip art for POD, which is print on demand. At the bottom, I just give you a reminder that you do not have to mention that these are digital goods, because Creative Fabrica, that's all they sell. However, if you want to use any of these suggestions for your Etsy shop, just make sure that you do clarify on your Etsy shop that the product is a digital product and will not be shipped to them. So that's about it. I hope that this video has been very helpful to you. I also wanted to mention that if you would like to see an over-the-shoulder video of me creating a product from start to finish, then drop me a note in the comments and I would be happy to show you. Also, if you are finding great value in these videos, please like and subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified the next time I upload a video. I do try to upload videos at least once a week, sometimes twice, depending on my time. So with that being said, happy creating, and we will see you next time.